Well, I'm going to ask a question that people always ask me, but I would love to hear it from you. What is your vision for SGTech for the next 10 years?
I'm going to throw it back to you. I mean, what is your vision of SGTech for the next 10 years? Yeah.
Well, we only have one key objective. If you ask me to summarize in a few words, is to position Singapore as the global tech powerhouse, right? And what does that mean? A few areas. I think I mentioned, we spoke a little bit about the hub and node status. Indeed. We believe as the world goes digital across globally, Singapore has a very unique chance and advantage to be really number one in terms of a digital and data node for the world, right? Because we are no longer limited by our physical size, right? And digital is limitless. It's up to our imagination, right? But what does that mean is, I think it's also very important that we enable the industry to bring innovations to solve real-life problems. And that's very important. For example, sustainability, right? Computer system, tech system needs energy to power them, and energy now generates carbon. But we believe tech will eventually be the solution itself.
Indeed.
To solve the, the sustainability problem that tech is creating.
Indeed.
Yeah. And I think we mentioned a lot about talents and jobs, and it's also SGTech's passions. In the making of it, we understand talents, top tech talents are very important. But at the same time, we want to mobilize the whole of Singapore that we can. So we want to create good tech jobs for everyone who wants to come into the tech industry.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think what really resonated was when you talked about how digital is limitless and there's huge potential for Singapore as a hub. And I think as SGTech looks forward for the next 10 years, you have every reason to be very proud of what you've achieved over the past 40 years. I believe back in 1982, it started off as the Singapore Federation of Computing Industry, and then later become Singapore IT Federation, and then the Singapore Infocom Technology Federation, and the current incarnation in 2018 as SGTech. And I think SGTech has always been a key partner in that overall journey in this ecosystem for Singapore. So therefore, looking forward for the next 10 years, I really think we look to SGTech to provide that leadership and bring to bear the tremendous expertise of your companies. And as you said, as we uplift both the skills as well as look to harness cutting-edge technology. Because if you talk about capturing value, you only capture value through people and through the products that you make. Because we do want to not just be a great regional sales HQ as Singapore, but to pioneer and develop products that are sort of done right here that serve not just the region, but sort of conquer the rest of the world. And really, as you said, through that grow that broader space for Singapore. Because in the digital world, traditional constraints of small size matter a lot less. If we are nimble, we have outsized influence. And instead of that sort of that little red dot, we really have the chance to be a much bigger digital red dot that punches well above our weight. So congratulations to SGTech for your 40 years, and I think we look forward to that fantastic partnership as we look ahead to the future.
So Chuen, thank you so much for your time. As always, either over a wine or now in front of the camera in the formal setting, we have always been very candid. And I think I really enjoy the partnership and the kind of trust we have. And hopefully moving down, we can really flourish this IMDA SGTech partnership down the road, even for our so-called successors down the road. I believe tech is so important for Singapore. Both my sons are going into IT, so IT industry has to thrive. That's very important. Yeah.
I think your sons will have a bright future, and the next time we have to bring them along and catch up.
Yeah, I'm not leaving it to chance. And I look forward to having you join our big 40th birthday party soon.
I wouldn't miss it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. Yeah.